The first module of this mentorship. And for those of you who are in the mentorship, the beginning of a 6-month journey. The journey is really a look at the channel system and how it helps us to survive and what is perhaps the cost of that survival. So a lot of what you're going to hear today is nearly 30 years of clinical experience in dealing with people in various forms of emotional or existential stress. But most of it is built on a foundation of the primary teacher in my life, who was Jeffrey Yuen. If you have had classes with Jeffrey or other students of Jeffrey's, you will notice that there is some familiar language, but you will also notice that there are a lot of differences. The reason for that is because when you study with the teacher for an extended period of time, you take in all the information that is given to you, and at some point you have to embody it. And each of us is going to embody that information in a different way. So today I'm going to provide you all with information about the Sinew channels. You're each going to take away something that is different, and you're going to determine from what information I gave you how you're going to use these vessels. And so I will not be parroting Jeffrey Yuen. I will be giving you my embodiment of that information. But if it is something that Jeffrey directly said or treatment that he advised, I will let you know that so that you know that that is coming directly from him. Otherwise, what you're going to be hearing is many years of me pondering this information and trying to apply it clinically in a way that makes a difference to my patients. So feel free to ask, but also feel free to let go of any expectation that I am Jeffrey, or that I'm going to give you everything Jeffrey has ever taught. I don't imagine anybody could ever do that. He's way too master level for any of us in one lifetime to sort of catch up with. But you'll get a pretty good understanding of the foundation of what he's taught, and also certain terminology and language comes from Jeffrey. So if there's questions about terminology or language, feel free to ask. So today is actually the first module in a series of 6 classes that focus on how the body and the channel system survives adversity. I think that's kind of timely now because we've all been under deep levels of adversity for a very long period of time now. So everyone's channel system is fully engaged in survival. We're going to be looking at the many ways that the channel system helps us to survive. We're going to try to learn or understand how we can recognize when we as individuals are stuck in survival mode and when our patients are stuck in survival mode. We're going to ponder what the cost of that survival is, right? It's great to be alive, but what price are you paying for survival? And then we're also going to look at how we can use this channel system to reduce the cost of survival and restore healthy function. So basically, it's a way of saying we're going to try to figure out how to help patients manage adversity in a way that they can actually survive, but then return to a state of thriving where they're making the most out of their curriculum, out of their life, out of whatever circumstances are dealt. So just so that you have the bigger picture, the context, the mentorship has 6 modules. But those of you who are not in the mentorship, you still need to see the context of the Sinews, because I'm going to talk about the Sinews probably in a way that very few people have talked to you about the Sinews before. And so you need to see it as part of a bigger picture. So module 1 is the Sinews today, interface with the outside world, or as Lorne twisted my arm to come up with another name for it, defense against the dark arts. I'll explain that to you a little later on. Module 2, we start to go a little deeper. So we're moving past the surface into the low collaterals, where we start to talk about emotions and memory and blood flow. Level 3, we're going a little deeper into how the middle jiao and postnatal qi support survival. Module 4 is the divergence. So this is the system that kicks in when the earlier systems fail. And it is a system that brings balance to Wei Qi and Yuan Qi. And then the last 2 modules are the modules that are associated with the 8 extras. So clearly we're going to spend more time on the 8 extras than anything else. And the reason for that is because the 8 extras are about curriculum. And I think our curriculum is being challenged right now based on the level of adversity that we're facing. So that's the bigger picture. And in some sense, what we're saying here is this process of going from module 1 to module 6 is about peeling the onion from the outside in a way that helps us to define where the patient is stuck, but also define what the costs of survival are and how to rectify those so that patients can have their sovereignty returned, and then they can pursue their curriculum. Or what I mean by that is they can pursue the reasons and the lessons to be learned by embodying in this meat skeleton they are currently embodied in. Life is school, right? Life is about learning. And so each of us has a curriculum that we're here to learn from in life. And so this system, which is brilliant, by the way, the channel system is miraculous in its capacity to keep us alive. But like every other system, whether it's in the body or outside of the body, there's always a cost for employing that system. So that's what we're going to be looking at over the course of the next 6 months, and more specifically today in relationship to the Sinew channels.